Mark your calendars and make sure to set your alarm for the overnight of Thursday, August 27th into Friday, August 28th. That's because nearly 1 billion people in the Americas have a chance to see a lunar eclipse. I'm meteorologist Andrew Markowitz, and here's everything you need to know. So what exactly is a lunar eclipse? Well, basically it's when the sun, earth, and moon coexist on a perfectly straight line. During this alignment, Earth's shadow, which is known as the umbra, completely envelops the moon. That prevents radiation from the sun from reaching it. As this is occurring, if you look up at the moon, it will appear bright red. However, this is not considered to be a total lunar eclipse. Instead, it'll peak just shy at 96.2%. The reason this process occurs actually has to do with the electromagnetic spectrum. Yes, we're talking Roy G. Biv. This is because of a process known as scattering. Essentially, what happens is the shorter wavelengths, which would be your blues, get completely blocked out. That means only longer wavelengths are able to be transmitted to the moon, and those are your red colors. This process will begin at 1:22 UTC on Friday, August 28th, as the moon enters the penumbra. 71 minutes later, at 2:33, that's when the partial eclipse will begin. The peak of this event will be at 4:13 UTC and will continue until 5:52. And then finally at 7:03, that's when the moon will leave the penumbra and the event will conclude. I created this map right here, which shows you who in North America will have the chance to see this. If you live in this red area, which includes the eastern half of Canada and the United States, most of Mexico, the Caribbean, and the Bahamas, that is where you have the chance to see this event in full. In other words, if the weather cooperates, if you look up, you will see the blood red moon. If you live in the yellow area, that's where things get dicey. It's going to be occurring a little bit too early, and so you'd only be able to see it in part. If you live in the purple area, unfortunately, I wouldn't expect to see anything too crazy. In terms of timing, it's going to be the same everywhere. So it's going to peak at 12:12 a.m. Eastern Time, 11:12 Central, 10:12 Mountain, and 9:12 Pacific. Additionally, this eclipse will also be visible in all of South America. Meanwhile, partiality will occur across portions of Europe and Africa. Now, the good news is, unlike the solar eclipse that we saw 2 weeks ago, you don't need any fancy equipment. All you have to do is look up with your naked eye and you'll see it. But the caveat here is you need clear skies. And so let's take a look at the latest forecast. Unfortunately, high-resolution models are currently showing potential for cloud cover up and down the eastern seaboard. However, if you live in the central U.S., from the Great Lakes to the Midwest, back to the plains in Texas, things actually look pretty good for now. If unfortunately you happen to miss this event, it will be your last opportunity to see it in the United States until 2029. While this won't be as mind-blowing as a total solar eclipse, I do think it's still going to be pretty cool. So if you're lucky enough to see it, I hope you all enjoy the show.